Hello everyone, and welcome back to this massive open online course on Linux applications in engineering education. I am Dr. Amit Dogar, and in today's lecture, we will explore the Linux file system hierarchy, the structure that organizes everything in your Linux system. By the end of this lecture, you will be able to describe the key directories in the Linux file system, understand the purpose of directories like /bin, /etc, /var, /home, /device, and /proc, etc. and navigate this hierarchy efficiently using terminal commands. So the Linux file system may look complex at first, but once you understand its logic, it becomes one of the Linux greatest strengths. First, we'll see the concept of a single root. Unlike Windows, where you have multiple drives such as C or D, Linux has a single root directory represented by a /. Everything, your files, programs, configurations, and in devices exist under this root. Think of this // as a tree trunk and every other directory as a branch. You can visualize this using the tree command. So this will show the top level directories like bin, etc, home, user, var, and so on. Each has a specific role to play in the functioning of the operating system. Now we will explore the root directory. The root directory is the starting point of the entire Linux file system. It contains all essential subdirectories required for system operations. Only the root user, that is the system administrator, has complete control over this directory. Regular users operate within their home folders. To view what's inside, so we'll type ls/. You will see the folders like bin, boot, device, etc, home, lib, media, root, run, temp, user, var. Now let's understand what each of these means, starting with /bin. So /bin is the essential user commands. /bin contains essential user commands, binaries that all users need for basic operation. These are the small executive programs such as list represented by ls, copy is represented by cp, move is represented by mv, echo, grep, pwd, cat. So for example, when you type ls, the system actually runs the /bin ls program. This directory is always available even if other file system failed to mount, because it's critical for basic maintenance and recovery. To explore it, type ls/bin. Then now there are so many content is there, so we want to see page by page, so we can give the pipeline and head. This will display the first few system commands. So when we run the head command, default it will show you the 10 lines of the file. Next, we will see what the system configuration files. All the system-wide configuration files and startup scripts are under /etc folder. When you modify system settings like network configuration or user management, the files being changed are in /etc. So examples like user account information is available under etc password. Then how file systems are mounted at boot, it is under etc fs tab. Then how to map the host name to IP address, it is under etc host file. Configuration for SSH server is under etc SSH. And to view the configuration file, now you can open one using cat/etc password. It's read only for normal users to prevent the accidental modification. Now another folder is there by the name /var, where we have the variable data. So this directory holds the variable files that change over time. So few of the examples are system logs. So you can find the system's log in /var and log folder. Similarly, we can see the mail and print queues and temporary web or application data ls/var. And the most important subdirectory is /var log. We store log for almost every service. So for example, cat/var /log/syslog, and it will also show you about the startup details. So that is very important for troubleshooting. Because logs and cache file grow over time, so /var often require periodic cleanup. Then all the home users and their directories are under /home. So /home stores personal files and settings for each user. For example, /home student is a personal space for a user named by the name student. So inside each home folder, users can create, modify their files, install local applications, customize their shell environment like .bash rc. And to check your home directory, we have two options. Either we can give the absolute path. So like here I'm typing cd/home and the username, or we can use the relative path, that is cd and tilde sign. So using this tilde sign, we can check our home directory, or we can verify this directory using the pwd command. So when I'm typing this pwd command, I can see my home directory. So everything in home is user owned, so system updates don't affect any personal data. Then for temporary files, we have the folder /temp. So it is used for temporary storage by both users and applications. When you open a document or install software, temporary files may be created here. So temp files are deleted automatically at reboot, and it's a world writable, meaning any user can store temporary data. ls-ld, because it's a directory, /temporary. So when I run this command ls-ld/temp or tmp, the permissions will show like read write executable, and rwt. So now what is this last bit? So this is a sticky bit. So this sticky bit prevents the users from deleting other files. So this is a part of by default in the Linux securities available. Next, you can see the device files under /dev. It contains devices files that represent hardware components like USB, disks, printers, etc. So now I want to see my hard disk. So here you can see under /device, SDA is the first hard drive. So suppose in your machine there are 3 hard drives. So it will be represented as, for first drive, it will be represented as /dev SDA. For second hard drive, it will be represented by /dev SDB. And for third hard drive, it will be represented by /dev SDC. So now in our case, we have only single hard disk. So these partitions are represented by the numbers. So first partition will be represented as /dev SDA1. Similarly, for other partitions, number will be there 2, 3, 4, and so on. Now to see the terminal devices, we have the /dev TTY. There is also one special device that discards the output, /dev null. To view your connected storage devices, we will run the command lsblock, that is lsblk. So this abstraction makes it easy to interact with hardware using standard file commands. There is also a very important directory by the name /proc. It consists of virtual system information. So proc is not a real directory on disk, it's a virtual file system providing system and process information in real time. So for example, I want to see the memory usage, detail about the processor. Now to see about the processor, I am running /proc/CPU info. So here you can see the CPU information. Similarly, for memory information, I am running the command /proc/meminfo. And how long the system has been running? So I am running cat /proc/uptime. So you can read these by like normal text, and the proc file system is constantly updated by the kernel, reflecting the current system state, useful for monitoring and diagnostics. So let's summarize today's lecture. So Linux uses a single root hierarchy system from /bin contains essential command binaries, /etc holds configuration files, Slash var stores variable data and logs. Slash home is for user files. Slash temp keeps temporary files. Slash dev represents devices. And slash proc gives live system information. Together, these directories form the foundation of the Linux operating system. Now we are in week 2, lecture 1, where we have talked on the file system hierarchy in detail. So there is a concept of single root. Think of slash as a tree trunk and every other directory as a branch. So how to visualize this using the tree command? You can run the tree minus capital L. Now we want to see only the first level, and then you can press the root. So what it will do, it will visualize using the tree command, and now we can see here. So you can see under this we have bin, boot, etc. Now if you want to see the level 2, so we can specify level 2 and we can see now it's showing up to level 2. So under, for example, so under run, what are the two particular folder or files are there? So under where, these are the files are there. Similarly, you can specify more, level 3. If you don't specify, it will show entire content of that folder or directories. So in this way we can now see the content here. Now we want to see what is inside root directory, so we can write the ls slash. So inside these are the folders are there, like bin, dev, etc, home. So using this ls, we will see the folder like bin, boot, dev, etc, home, lib, media, mnt, opt, proc, root, run, sbin, and temp and var. Now to explore more, let's say all the commands are under bin directory. So we'll write here s/sbin. So when we run this command, so many commands are there, and here, so we can use the now one op pipeline ls bin to see only the first 10 lines. So we can use the pipeline symbol. This is for inter-process communication. The output of this process will go to this process, and head will display first 10 lines. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now you want to see the last 10 lines, you can put the tail. So you will see the last 10 lines. So in this way you can explore any directory. Similarly, we have the etc, which contain the configuration files. So we can see ls etc, and under that we can write here head, and we can see now these 10 files are there. If you don't specify head, lot of files are available under etc. So now you can see here there is one file by the name password. So you want to view this file. To view this file, the command is cat. It is read only for normal users to prevent accidental modification. So now we are running here the command cat, the absolute path of that file etc/password. So it is read only. Now when we run this, it is showing the content of this file. So you can see these are the content of this file. Similarly, we want to explore more about the other directories like var, variable data. So we can say about the var. And the most important directory is log file. So similarly, now we want to see about the log file. So we can see here the log file, log. So under this log, we can see the various log files. Now here you can see system related files. So to check the content of the file, we have the command cat. So we will run there cat var log and syslog, and now permission is denied. So whenever you face this, so before that you need to write the sudo. By default, the user created in Ubuntu is a sudo user. So using sudo, now we are able to see the content of this file. So what we have done, so sudo to get the super user rights cat var log syslog. You will see the system messages and startup details, and it is invaluable for troubleshooting because logs and cache file grow over time, so var often require periodic cleanup also. So this is, in this way you can see the all the content of this. Now to check your home directory, you can use a tilde sign. So then you can check using pwd. So home directory, you are under home directory. cd tilde sign to check your home directory. So everything in /home directory is owned by the normal user. Now to see the temp file, you can use the ld command, d for directory, and the temp. So now you can see this is a directory, and these are the read write executable for everyone. Root is the owner. So in Linux, root is a super user. This is a group, and this is a file name. And this T is a sticky bit. This T is a sticky bit, and the main purpose of this to prevent the users from deleting others' file. Only the user can delete the file. Then we have the device files. To see the device file or to see the storage devices or block devices, we have the command list block. So you can see these are the block devices are there. There is also one directory under this is a proc. So proc is a virtual system, consists the virtual system information. Now you want to see what is a CPU. So you can run here proc CPU info. So now you can see each and every detail of your processor, central processor unit. So now here in my case it is showing Intel, and this command is showing each and every detail, i7, and what is the speed, what are the other information of this file. Similarly, now we want to see about the memory info. So just we'll write here memory info. So now, so this proc system is constantly updated by the kernel, and here you can see about the each and everything, total memory, free memory, buffer, swap memory, each and every detail you will get from this command. So that's all for week 2, lecture 1. In our next lecture, we will work with file and directory operations in more depth, learning how to manage permissions and ownerships. Thank you for joining me, and keep exploring Linux one directory at a time.